Hello.
Hey.
This time we kind of took notes, but not really. Wait, did you even write anything down?
No, I have it all mental notes.
Okay. Well, I wrote the points I wanted to talk about pretty much, so hopefully it'll be a little bit more organized. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be as organized as we could make it, which is not very.
Yay.
Yay! So today we're gonna talk about the most embarrassing slash cringiest moments.
Mm.
Do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll start first,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one I thought about was something that happened, I actually don't remember how old I was, but, it happened, it was really, in hindsight, it's one of those things you realize was really embarrassing in hindsight, but at the time you didn't really think of it that way. It was when I was younger, my parents taught me Vietnamese, but I kind of got shittier at it, as time went on. But you just learn those phrases that you just associate with certain thing with the English phrase. So in Vietnamese, "chao chao," it's is a way of saying I, "chao" is me, but in masculine.
Mm-hmm.
"Chao" is a greeting. So I learned that part and I knew what that meant, but I since I'd only ever really talked to my to older people or my parents' older much older friends like grandmas, I learned the association when I say goodbye to say "ciao ciao ong ba." Ong ba means grandpa and grandma. So since I had that really stupid association in my mind, so in my mind saying goodbye was just "ciao ciao ong ba," when I was when I was younger. I guess I must have been 5 because I didn't really start.
Was it only when you were 5, or was it a little bit older than that?
Maybe
How many times have you went back to Vietnam?
No, I've only gone back once.
Then wasn't that in middle school?
Yeah, but when I was talking to older people, because when you greet,
When you start talking to older people?
yeah, because mainly I only ever talked to older people
Yeah.
in Vietnamese.
Okay.
My parents' friends' parents.
Oh.
Things like that. Because so anyways, so it one time my mom and dad have these childhood friends they've known since high school that they all came here together. So when I was really young, I wanted to just say goodbye in Vietnamese. So I what I should have said was "chao chao bak" and "go," which means goodbye uncle and auntie. Well, because they're my parents' friends, but I said "ong ba" instead. So I essentially called my mom's really close friend, who's the same age as my mom, a grandma.
So is it do you say omba as in both for male and female?
Ong means grandpa.
Okay.
And
Oh,
ba
so
means grandma.
so these are two words.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I said goodbye. So it's a double embarrassing because I said Ongba when it was just my mom's friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying goodbye to 2 people to 1 person, and I called her a grandma. And then my mom immediately corrected me, and so at the time I didn't really think it was that, but I remembered it a few years ago, and that was that was a little embarrassing. I felt really bad. Then it was one of the things it's been so many years that you're embarrassed by it. It's not like you can really say sorry about it.
At least your mom's friend's actually legit. I actually kind of don't like it when I'm calling my mom's friend or my dad's friends, and then I call them auntie. Mostly it's honestly it's mostly the females that would say this. It's I call them auntie and they're like, oh no, call me big sister, and I'm thinking, oh please, big sister.
But yes,
Yeah.
that was real. That was
Hers
one of
is
the-
more legit.
Yeah, that was really embarrassing
You
because
broke her heart that day.
I know I really yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
At least they probably know the reason.
Yeah, they know. It's we were young, and to be honest, even in hindsight, I still speak better Vietnamese than a lot of the other children of my age. So God knows how many terrible stories that all those other kids must have done.
Oh yeah.
So quid pro quo, your turn.
Okay. So the first thing I want to share is this kind of proves how dumb I was back then too. Probably even dumber. So me
Guaranteed dumber.
Yeah. So me and my cousin were at a mall, And then like our parents were doing something. I can't remember what they were doing, but they were like completing some tasks. And then me and my cousin we were just bored, and we were at the cafeteria. And my cousin came up with this like super brilliant idea. And then like he went to the garbage bin and he's like, "Hey Jenny, come here." So he brought me over there to the garbage. He stuck his hand into the garbage. He took one of the tray on top of the garbage and then put it on the tray. He's like, let's fish for treasures." Is the thing he took out was literally like a fucking like bubble tea cup with some like stray bubbles just like dangling around in there.
You know, you guys look like hobo children, right?
No, I was like, oh my god. Like during that time, I was like, oh my god, this seems fun. So
You look like such hobo children. Like, don't teach your kids that.
Oh, we did not look like hobos. We were well dressed. Not
So
really.
well-dressed hobo children.
Kind of, but yeah. So like, I'm just like, oh, what a great idea. So, as I put my arm into the garbage, I grabbed something. I looked beside, and then like the security, the mall cop came out, just like stared at me, and then I just like dropped it, and then I'm like, I just took it out and I like act natural, and I just like I didn't say anything. I just like turned around and walked away.
It's so stupid.
And then it was like the perfect like moment, like the moment I reached in, and then like I happened to like look beside, and then it was just the mall cop going like, what the fuck? And then my cousin is already just gone somewhere else.
Leave everybody behind.
Yeah, and then I was like right after I was like so embarrassed, but then it was so awkward that we were just laughing. and then we're just like, okay, probably not a very good game.
No, not a good game.
Not a good game.
Dumbasses.
Hey, what? I was like, we were in like, God.
How old were you?
I,
How old were you?
I was probably in middle school. He was in high school, probably.
That's no excuse.
My cousin's the same age as Tony. He's 3 years older than me.
Don't use your cousin's
So
age.
technically, Tony did that to me.
No. Just go fuck yourself. Okay. I guess my turn now.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one I guess is probably less embarrassing. I'm probably more embarrassed by it than like. Then probably an outsider would be, but actually it was pretty embarrassing for me. So when I was in university, I was in and I was in like I was closing out my third year as an English lit major. So we essentially got like a list of like, oh, you can write your term paper, and this paper was worth like 50% of my grade.
Oh, that was worth 50%.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's actually more to this story, but essentially this class let you balance how much things were worth.
Yeah.
So essentially, like originally this paper was worth 50% of my grade. So we got a list of the articles we were allowed to write the paper on. So like a dumb, I decided really early which one I wanted to write on. So I marked it in the textbook, and then when time for term paper, I just like flipped to the page I marked and started like taking notes and doing my paper, and then I finished it off. So on the day we hand in the paper, like, you know, you just talk to your classmates like, oh, what was the arguments you made? So I went first, and
you're so confident.
I was super cocky, and like I went first, and I started like basing out, and they're like, that's nothing like my paper. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? So I'm like, wait, yeah, this is the article. Like, I flip open the textbook, like, dude, that article isn't on the list of articles you were allowed to write about in your paper.
That's such a nightmare to me.
And so I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, like, and then I look back and like, I'm like, you're shitting me. Like, I'm so confident, like, no, you must have fucked up. And then all of them were telling me, it's like, no, none of us know what you're talking about. So I look back and I'm like, shit, I wrote on article 15, and and article 16. 17 and 18 were the options. So I wrote on like literally one article before I was allowed to write.
Oh, so was it like, I don't know, like 13, 14, 15 was the option?
No, it was like, essentially there were like 5 articles you could write your paper on.
Okay.
And like, they were numbered 1 through 20 in the textbook. And the article I wrote on was article 15. But like the articles that the professor wanted us to focus on were 16, 17, or 18. It was one of those. 3, and then a few other random ones. I just remember those were the numerical sequence.
Yeah.
So Um, yeah, so I'm like, I completely missed the point of the assignment.
Is it just like the moment you found out? It's like
Like,
a tight knot in your
no,
heart.
honestly, it's just like I felt like I'm an idiot. This is like I'm in a third year class. Like I have no excuse really. So it was really stupid. I went to my professor, and I explained what happened, and she's like, "Well, I'm still gonna have to dock you points because technically you didn't do the assignment." So my grade for that paper ended up being like a C plus.
And she had to be fair.
Yeah, and it was fair. Like it's a fair argument. And like, but she's like the final shot in my face was like, honestly, if it's really well argued though. So like, if that was the assignment and you had gotten it right, it honestly probably would have been an A minus paper.
Oh god.
But like, so I mentioned before that we were allowed to balance the grades for that class. So essentially, for that class I opted to do two assignments: one the term paper and one the final. 50% and 50%. So I ended up I obviously couldn't eliminate that paper from the thing. So I made it worth, I rebalanced it and had my professor let me rebalance the paper, and that paper ended up being 10%. And then the final exam was 90% of my grade.
You have some confident ass balls to do that shit.
And because of that,
Yeah.
guess what my final grade was?
A?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
like
away.
it was like my final grade was like
You-
87% or something.
You're like talking about, okay, I got a C plus on this paper that I could have gotten an A minus on. I'm just like, damn, a C plus is what I would have gotten on a normal paper that I written correctly.
But it was I don't know, because like it was super embarrassing because like it's like that confidence that you talked first
Yeah.
to your classmates, and then you get called a dumbass, and then you deny that they're no, you're the dumbass. I was like, nope, I'm the dumbass. And then you have to go to your professor who all the upper division in the upper division of English. I'm not sure if it's like this at other universities, but there's like a core group of like 5 professors that teach all the upper division.
Yeah.
It's like she was one of the core professors. Okay. So like I just told one of the core professors for my major that I'm an idiot that can't read a number.
To be fair, that is less dumb than people who still forgets to write their names. On the on their tests, on their assignments and everything, there's always at least 5 motherfuckers who forget to write their fucking names.
You know what's funny? I had never heard of that until I was in university.
Really?
And but in my first year course, one of my first year professors was like, okay, this happens every year. Mm-hmm. I'm giving you fair warning now. Mm-hmm. Before you hand in your paper, write your name and your student number on your paper. Like, check that beforehand. This is the only warning I'll give you about that because it happens every year. Yeah. I'm going to take some person crying in my office about how their lives are over now because they that. Check it before you hand it in.
There's teachers legit just don't even count the marks if they don't have their name on it.
To be honest, actually, I heard I had that professor again in my second year, and a girl forgot to write her name on it, and he actually, because it only happened to that one girl, he actually held off grading. He held off doing the grading and everything until the next class. And it's like, okay, everybody check their paper. Check. Did everybody write their name on it?
Yeah.
No, because I have one here that isn't. Yeah. So I want everybody to swing by, take a quick look at it. The paper's already written. The exam's already written, so nobody can cheat for it. Yeah. Check if it's yours. Okay. And then the girl's like, oh shit. She's like, so he's not like a hard ass or anything, but like it's like it's so silly.
Well, I mean, like, because I would imagine like something like that, because like writing your name is like the most basic shit.
I know. It's like, and like, but you know what? In a group of 500 people in a seminar, somebody's gonna do that fuck up. It's like the way he said it was like it happens every year. I actually believe that now.
Yeah. And it's just, I always find that in like our university, there's always like so many people that they forget to write their name on their assignments or like their tests, and then the teachers are always very nice about it. Just like, oh, just check it. But now I'm just like, damn man, that happens so much. But yeah.
Yeah,
anyways.
I can see how it would annoy some professors after like the 8th person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm happy that never happened to me. Thankfully, your turn.
So another story I'm gonna share is when I was in 8th grade, I went to Taiwan for like a like kind of a vacation. And mostly when I'm at Taiwan, I just visit my dad's company pretty much every day. So one of the days, like I was on the bus riding towards my dad's company. By the way, at this time, for some reason, a lot of people, when they just look at me, like by physical appearance, a lot of people there for some reason think I'm in university. I don't know why.
Okay.
But yeah, I was only 13, and then like, you know how like when someone walks onto the bus or something, you naturally kind of just like glance, right? You just look at it.
Really? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I do that.
Oh, okay.
At least like when there's
Okay.
something happening, like I'll just like look a bit, and then like so like I feel presence beside me, like after the bus stop and then people gone. I feel some presence beside me, so I just like took a quick like glance at it, and then it was literally just right beside me, a dick. So some guy has his like fly open, and then his man, like his business was just out, and I was just like, okay, and I just like looked I just looked out at the window like the entire time until I feel like I'm close to getting my dad's office, and then I just like quickly look aside, and I'm like, okay, the person's gone, and I just like ran off the bus.
Oh my god.
But then because I was so young, I didn't know what to do, right? And I was just kind of speechless. Hopefully I didn't talk about this story yet, but if I did, sorry, hearing a second time.
I don't remember that one.
But yeah, that was like why? The guy probably doesn't even know I was like only 13 too.
Gross.
Yep, that was pretty freaking nasty. Can you imagine the smell?
That's pretty gross. Actually, you know what's funny?
What?
I think we got from my last story that actually fits into your theme.
Wait, what?
Jokingly, I can't remember if I know I've never talked about this story on like a podcast or anything or a Let's Play,
What?
but I think I've told you this story.
Wait. Is that about that guy
Yeah.
that were like with your friends that were running?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know then.
No, okay. Okay, then maybe I never told you this story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one year when I was in university,
Yeah.
we went down to SakuraCon down in Seattle. And we were just really in the mood for Jack in the Box.
I think I know now.
Yeah, I think-
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
continue.
Okay, so me and we all pack into the car. We drive there's no Jack in the Box close to the convention center, so we had to like drive and get there. I don't know why I think we had just talked up Jack in the Box so much on the drive.
You guys are
down.
just down for the
we,
Jack.
we are down for the Jack. So, okay, so as we walk up to the Jack in the Box, and coincidentally, and this has actually nothing to do with the story, it's just that like the just to add the extra layer of comedy to it, the closest Jack in the Box is actually in the gay district, in the gay district
Okay.
of
Homosexual friendly
Yeah,
district?
the homosexual district.
Yeah.
That just happens to be where it is. So we get there, and like we walk into the Jack Box. There's this guy there's this like older black guy. He's just pressed against the window. We're like, oh, what? There's whatever. Like we don't really think much of it at the time. So we walk up and we do our order, and like the entire time, like our server was like kind of like a little fidgety, kind of like a little like, you know, he's just like
Awkward?
a little awkward, and
Yeah.
like, he was like such a fab man. He was like, it's like you could hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
But it was just like there was something a little awkward about it. And then like after we do our order, you know, we turn and we look to the right,
Yeah.
and the man pressed against the glass.
Yeah.
He was wearing a long coat and nothing else. His full junk was pressed against the window, and we're like, and then we don't say anything to each other. We just turn and get our food, and we look over and we see that. And it's like, it just took time for me to process what I just seen. And so like we sit down and we plop our food down and we start.
The guy got the Twizzler out.
And then we just like, what was that guy? Yeah, because we just nobody said anything. It was like four of us. None of us said anything. Till we sat down.
No
like,
Twizzlers allowed.
Yeah, it was like, and we're like, was that? Did that guy? Yeah. He was pressing his junk against the window. So now then we put everything together of like how the awkward it was for the server. He had to take our orders staring at this guy's
Didn't the
junk.
server say it's a pretty normal thing?
Yeah,
That
we
this
asked.
same guy visits him every so often to
And does this.
Yeah.
Because like he essentially just because I think the guy was homeless or something or something. It's like the server just grabbed some like food and like just took it out and gave it to him and the guy went away.
You know, like as creepy as that is, it's actually a pretty genius idea.
I don't know, it's just like it's just like the entire interaction and especially like that all of us turned to the right, saw it,
Yeah.
and didn't say anything until we sat down. It was just so funny. And it's like it was just that was just like really it was like embarrassing but also really funny at the same time. It's like I think that's one more cringy than embarrassing, but I thought that was just funny.
I feel bad for whoever has to like wipe that place.
Yeah, he has to do the junk. Yeah.
Ugh.
You think they like pull straws to see who has to wipe the junk stain off?
I don't know, but no
Yeah.
freeze twizzlers today.
Okay, so that's mine in the theme of dicks. I hope your last isn't also in the same theme.
No, I mean, well, the guy has a dick, but but no.
Like most guys, they.
Well, depends.
Yeah.
Unless you're transgendered. Then,
Okay, yeah.
Well, unless you want to post up too, but yeah. Anyways, that's off topic.
Yes, your turn.
But yeah, my other one is so on Facebook I used to, for some reason I feel bad if I just decline people of like asking for friend requests. So I used to just like whenever someone requests me I'm just like whatever and I add them. So like
Yeah, we all went through that phase.
yeah, and then after I just never do that anymore because
Because everybody goes through something like this.
well, not this per se. I have like had other things happen, but then I'm just like when like inappropriate things happen, I just immediately delete them, and then after I just set a rule that like I'm not gonna do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like pretty much if I don't know you, I'm not. Yeah. But so during that time, I do that, and then like one of the guys that added me just went and started talking to me, right? And then I was thinking, it's like, because it started off as like pretty normal conversation, and I'm just like, oh, whatever, just it's cool to get to just know people. So then we were just like talking about random stuff. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty like everything was like PC. It was never like weird or inappropriate.
Yeah.
And then like the guy just, this was at a time where I was like kind of exploring more like I'm more comfortable with like how I am and stuff like that. So then I would just wear clothes that I think looks good. And most of the clothes at that time are like more masculine looking. So then my profile picture looks, I guess like at that time looks quite masculine. So then the guy was just asking, he's like, the guy was talking about how he's like a school teacher. I can't remember. He was like an elementary school teacher or something like that. And then he was just like asking, like he was curious like about what age I was, and I was just saying, oh, I was in university. And then he just asked, like, I was like, oh, don't mean to sound rude or anything, but like I was curious, like, are you a boy or a girl? And I just said like, I'm a girl, because that time I didn't identify as by gender. And then like afterwards he's just like, oh, okay. And it's like I have to like do something else, and then like he just he just went off and then never talked to me again. And I was like, this is kind of weird.
A little okay.
Yeah, it was like afterwards, and then like after that happened, I was just thinking like, that was a bit stranger danger, but I didn't like.
You didn't put it together at the time.
No, at that time I was just thinking, I was like, because a lot of people would just randomly ask like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And I would just like say it. But then like with the guy like saying that, oh, he teaches like, I don't know, elementary school kids and stuff like that. Maybe he's just looking for a boyfriend or something. I have no idea. But then it was more like, I have like an image of teachers when I grew up at that time.
Okay.
until I became a teacher or something, and then I knew you were a teacher. We were actually very inappropriate people.
Oh, terribly.
So yeah, that was kind of weird.
Okay. So I actually have I thought we were originally through, but I thought I actually got reminded that.
Yeah,
story.
that was a reminder. So
Yeah, no, as in I just got reminded of another story. So I'll give you guys a bonus a cringe story in the theme of The previous story, not Jenny's, Jenny's previous story.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there's another one.
Oh God. Okay.
But this one's like a lot. This is just it's just snicker funny. It's not like inappropriate. Okay, so my friend she lives she lives quite far, like in the boonies. So like when in university, so like during the breaks, she would go back home to stay with her parents, and like like me, and we feel bad because she's so separated from everybody.
Yeah.
So we we drive all the way out there. It's like it's like a 2-hour drive to go there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she's in Langley. It's like whatever.
Okay.
Langley's quite. It's like it's a fair drive from our university. So I'm driving out there once to visit her. Just to hang out and stuff. So I pulled my car up. It's like it's like the pinnacle of suburbia. Like her street is very like suburban houses everywhere. So I just pull up, park on the street. And go over there. Like it's like okay. Oh, she's like, oh, let's go grab lunch.
Yeah.
So we walk out of her house, of her parents' house, and we just walk the street. And like across the street, there's it's such a suburban. There's a little kid. He's just playing in his front yard.
Okay.
So this is the funny part. And it kind of like is the theme, like this is how we deal with this shit. The kid as we're walking up to my car to go get lunch.
Okay.
The kid literally stops playing, stands up, drops his trousers, and starts pissing.
Just
starts taking a piss, like a full on, just like drops pants, starts pissing.
No aim.
Yeah, just aiming on the front yard, like, and then
female or male.
Male.
Oh. Okay.
So then and then just pulls up his pants and starts playing again.
Was some of his twinkling going on his pants?
I have no idea, hon. I'm gonna admit I did not really look very much.
Well, you saw you saw the process of it.
The kid dropped trow and then started.
Like,
pissing.
did he aim somewhere?
No, he just dropped trow and started pissing and scattershotting.
So he didn't hold. So he didn't. Ew.
So he just started scattershotting everywhere, and then in the theme of how we deal with weird nakedness, because she was actually my friend. She was actually on that trip to Seattle as well, from the first story I told about this. So we just get in the car, and I'm like, did you just? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, is this normal in Langley? And she's like, no, this is the first time I'm seeing it. Well, at this point in time, I can assume you're trying to save your city's reputation. So I'm just going to assume everybody in Langley just drops trow and pisses in the street. So it became this theme where
for all you know, you might have just witnessed a rare Pokemon and you didn't even know that.
I know. I was just laughing. So I made fun of her for like a good half a year. I'm like, hey, you're from Langley. You're allowed to just drop trout and piss. And, it was funny because with her boyfriend, she's like, I guess we never told him that story. So at one time I made that comment.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, he was so confused. I'm like, oh, there's a story behind that. And then we told him the story. He just started laughing. He started ragging on her about it too.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was just I applaud the kid for not pissing his pants because he looked really young. He was 4 or something.
Might I acquire?
What
ethnicity?
I'm pretty sure it's white.
Oh.
Yeah, but I applaud the kid for not pissing his pants because I can imagine most kids would just piss their pants, but the kid just dropped trow, took a wee, and then pulled it back and kept playing.
In Taiwan, it was actually quite common for me to just walk down the street, especially in night markets, and then you're just on the side, some parent will be squatting with her or his kid, and then the kid will just be peeing there.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, well, that was back then,
No, I don't know.
That's why I was asking. It's what ethnicity? Yeah.
White.
Oh, okay.
White.
I'm actually slightly surprised.
Yeah, it was that's I guess a bonus story for me just because it suddenly came to my mind. But yeah, that was just funny. I just that was just cringy. It was I applaud the kid for not pissing himself. What am I supposed to do with this information now that people do this?
Was he standing?
Yeah, he just stood up, dropped trow, and started pissing.
What the fuck? Okay, I don't think I've ever actually seen it like that. I've seen squatting, but
no, the kid just he was playing with whatever the fucking toys he was playing with, and just
and then
stood up,
go back to touching the same toys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Yeah. So that's it for my embarrassing stories.
Okay.
You don't have any more, right?
I have one more, but I'm not sure if I actually shared this one already though.
Okay. Well, if you're
Oh, why not?
What's that? 29 minutes.
Yeah, sure, why not? Well, the last one was when I was still working at P&E, which is the amusement park, the only amusement park that we have in BC.
Yay!
But yeah, I was working at like the food stands there. So then like after work, I'm like bussing home, and I'm like I just like chose a seat. I sat there. I'm just like, what the fuck? Smell like shit. And I was getting so angry that it fucking smells like shit. And I was just like, I got so annoyed that I just stood up. I went somewhere else and I sat there. And I'm like, who the fuck smells like shit? And I'm like, God damn it, man. Like, I don't need this after 8 hours of work, man. And then I just fucking like stood up and then like sat somewhere again. I was just like at a different place. And I'm just saying like, man, this smell is like following me everywhere. And I was just like, I was getting so irritated. I just like, I paused for a second. And I raised my hand and I sniffed it up. And I'm like, oh, I smell like shit.
You ruined that bus ride for everybody.
I know!
Including yourself.
Okay, it's the deep fryer, man. Like,
It's so gross.
after standing by the deep fryer and just like frying fries and shit.
No, it's true. Like, I hated working when I worked at Wendy's. Like, you smell like absolute shit.
Especially
afterwards.
after if you do clean up after.
Oh yeah. Like you're just
yeah.
knee deep. You're like elbow deep in grease when you have to scrub the grills.
Yeah, the grease and then like mixed with some like dishwater
Oh,
nastiness.
Yeah, it's just not gross.
I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure
not
I
okay.
shared that before, but
Yeah.
just in case if you haven't heard it, that was
Yeah,
that was one of mine too.
Yeah, so thanks for listening to our cringy, embarrassing stories.
Mostly cringy.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed them. Yeah.
Wow. Good close.
Good
okay.
close. Nice close. Original close.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Love you.
I like you. I don't think I'm ready for love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.